Lesson 3 Reducing Food Waste 食品ロスを防ぐ I've just read an inspiring report by our Brightwell supermarket chain affiliate. The folks there are launching a moonshot initiative to help eliminate hunger and food waste in the US. Yes, kudos to them for getting behind this very worthy project. The Zero Waste Challenge campaign has set an ambitious goal of eliminating food waste across the company by 2030. That's in line with the UN World Food Programme initiative to end global hunger by that year. I hope lots of other businesses will follow their example. I hope so too. Besides boosting its public image, this campaign is doing wonders for morale at Brightwell. I hear that the employees there feel a renewed sense of commitment to their work and the company. Something does need to be done about the problem of food waste. It's good to see members of the corporate sector laying down a challenge for the government and consumers by taking concrete steps to address the issue. Agreed. Food waste is a very serious problem in this country. The United States is the richest nation in the world and the biggest food exporter. Yet, more than 40 million of our fellow Americans face the problem of hunger. And think about this. A whopping 20% of the food that we put on our own plates winds up in the garbage. Studies show that wasted food could feed 2 billion people. That is just so obscene. It certainly is. I had a chance to talk with some of our colleagues at Brightwell about the initiative. A group of them went to Finland last year to find out about the Happy Hour campaign that a local supermarket chain there had launched. It features big discounts on several hundred items that are hours from their midnight expiration date. Food that is close to being unsellable is marked down by as much as 60% from 9 p.m. What a cool idea! I like the happy hour label. That gives the campaign a fun, positive image and draws in regulars like any decent bar. Yes, that's the basic idea. Shota, you've told us before that Japan is well ahead of the US when it comes to recycling. Is Japan also ahead of us in terms of recycling food waste? I wish I could say definitely, but Japan is only slightly better than the US in terms of the volume of food that's thrown out. Japan is one of the world's biggest food importers. The country is only about 40% self-sufficient in terms of food supply. Our annual food imports are about 58 million tons and we waste the equivalent of 30 million tons of food. All that excess food contributes to climate change as greenhouse gases are produced in the process of disposal. Wow, those are staggering statistics. Just why is that? And what, if anything, is being done to cut down on food waste in Japan? Some convenience store and restaurant chains say they plan to make better use of food banks, which are less common in Japan compared to the US. These companies are sending food items to food banks close to their expiration dates. They are also trying to adjust date labels and to educate staffers and customers. Good for them. But the situation is a bit different from here in the US. What do you mean? Well, the main reasons for food waste in this country are that restaurant portions are huge and American consumers buy or prepare too much food. Overly large packages and portions result in a lot of wasted food. But in Japan, a lot of food waste consists of returns from supermarkets and convenience stores after the expiration dates. Consumers also look at food items in their fridges and throw away things that are past those dates. Really? And I thought that Japan was an environmentally conscious country. In many ways, yes, but the problem is that many Japanese people are too sensitive, if I may say so, about food safety. They interpret food expiration labels all too literally. At any rate, Japanese companies are looking at how to cut back on household food waste. The problem isn't confined to Japan. There's a lot of confusion over food labels in many countries. People throw out food that's perfectly edible because of uncertainty over the meaning of labels like used by, sell by, expires on, best by, and fresh by. Consumers tend to think that these labels show when food has become unsafe, but in many cases, there is no safety issue when food is used after the supposed expiration date. A careful look and sniff are often better safety indicators than a date stamp. That common sense approach works up to a point. Perishables can be contaminated with undetectable bacteria. Such food items should be discarded when the use-by date has passed. Good point. Some food companies are trying to tackle this problem by setting voluntary standards that streamline the labels to just two phrases. Best by is a measure of quality, and use by is a safety flag. Best by dates indicate when food is no longer at peak quality. They should be used on things like meats and seafood, bread and baked goods, and vegetables that are meant to be cooked. How about use by? That label should be applied to ready-to-eat foods like meats, bread, sushi, and prepared salads and sandwiches. What these food items have in common is that they require refrigeration. They can harbor pathogens that can grow even when the products are refrigerated or frozen. Companies need to help consumers realize that most of the time, the dates on food are really about quality rather than safety, and that they should learn to trust their senses more.